So I just want to change a little bit the topic of my usual videos from movies and music to history. Chambers in the ancient Indian temple. Today we're gonna watch it. You know that India may be one of the most, maybe the most ancient country in the world, and India has such a huge history and a lot of buildings, sightseeings, a lot of temples and so on. Just a lot of historical secrets to be uncovered. So, this one is one of them, I think. Let's just observe it.
The uncanny astronomical precision of the Sun Temple at Modhera. Built in the golden age of Indian mathematics.
By the way, a lot of sciences were discovered in India.
Ideas are being produced that will travel around the world and alter the entire global perception of astronomy and astrology.
I love astrology.
And it's this sort of thing which is being reflected in the architecture at Modhera.
It looks good.
Even before the earliest Vedas were compiled, over 3,500 years ago, ancient Indians were studying the heavens.
I don't even doubt it's
passing
true.
knowledge down orally. They studied the movement of celestial bodies to understand the rhythms of life on Earth. A 1,000-year-old building serves as proof of their understanding of the universe.
Why? Modhera.
Dawn of the spring equinox. The Earth leans neither towards nor away from the sun. Day and night are of equal duration. In the village of Modhera in Gujarat, an incredible chain of events begins. The first rays of light align exactly with the entrance mandap of the Sun Temple.
How they
The
even
light
built
passes
it?
through the mandap and into the second chamber, the Garbhagriha, or the Sanctum Sanctorum. 1,000 years ago, a beam of light from the rising sun would have fallen exactly on the idol of Surya Dev, the temple's resident deity.
Modhera is very intriguing because it's not just that it's a temple devoted to the sun god. It's actually almost like a celebration of early Indian knowledge of astronomy.
The sun was worshipped in India for millennia as the dispeller of darkness and the source of life. Modhera's temple design pays tribute to the Lord of Light.
Lord of Light?
Ancient architecture was based on Vedic principles to please the gods and ensure good fortune for the residents. Vastu Shastra and later texts guided temple design. In these texts, geometry, geography, astronomy, and astrology played a vital role.
Damn, they were so smart.
Indian astronomy was always strongly linked to Indian astrology. In ancient India, astrology was regarded as a science related to astronomy, which states could use with great effect. Not just weddings, but all the events of state would be determined by your understanding of the stars.
Across the ancient world, ideas on mathematics, astronomy, and astrology were exchanged and developed. Some of the most significant concepts were to emerge in India.
Of course.
About 100 kilometers from Ahmedabad, Modhera is almost exactly on the Tropic of Cancer. The location was obviously chosen for catching the direct rays of sunlight on specific days of the year. Here, on the banks of the Pashupati River, King Bhima Dev Solanki built the temple to Surya, presumably in 1027. His clan called themselves Suryavanshi, the descendants of Surya.
How they even built such
Today, the Sun
temples that
Temple is
time?
listed by the United Nations as a World Heritage Site.
Of course.
The temple is built of sandstone, brought from
So
over
many
100
details.
kilometers away. The soft stone allowed sculptors to achieve great detail in the dazzling array of carvings that adorn every surface. Deities, scenes from Hindu mythology, images of life in those times, and God. Facing east, the complex is divided into three parts, all perfectly aligned. At the eastern end is the Surya Kund, a step well. Then the Sabha
Surya
Mandap,
Kund.
an assembly or dance hall. Finally, the Garbha Griha, sacred
Garbha
inner
Griha.
chamber that housed the idol of Surya Dev. It is likely that the construction of the Sun Temple was influenced by important Indian texts on astronomy, written centuries before the temple was built. In particular, the Surya Siddhant, believed by some to have been written by the great mathematician, astronomer and poet Aryabhat 1500 years ago. According to it, the Earth takes 365 days, 6 hours and 12 minutes to go around the Sun. That's remarkably close to modern-day calculations made with all the tech available today. Scholars believe that units of time found their way into temple architecture.
It's really surprising how they could calculate
The Sun Temple
this.
Sabha Mandap has 52 pillars, representing 52 weeks in a year. 12 statues of Surya for the 12 months of a year. Surya's chariot is driven by 7 horses, perhaps representing the days in a week. And the Garbha Griha's 24 pillars stand for the hours in a day. The Surya Kund contains 108 small shrines. According to scholars, 108 is a significant number in Vedic cosmology, with its own share of mystery. The diameter of the Sun is 108 times the diameter of Earth. The distance from the Sun to Earth is 108 times the diameter
How
of the Sun.
they could know it?
The distance from the Earth to the Moon is 108 times the diameter of the Moon. Thousands of years ago, ancient Indians were cracking the codes of the cosmos.
It is Aryabhatta in the 5th century who comes up with the idea of a spherical Earth rotating on its own axis. He even calculates the circumference of the Earth.
How people could do this?
Aryabhat also authored one of the most enlightening works of its time, the Aryabhatiya. Written in Sanskrit verse, it remained unknown to the Western world for a millennium. Apart from concepts of arithmetic, trigonometry, and algebra, Aryabhatiya speaks of the Earth's rotation, explains solar and lunar eclipses, and hints at the idea of heliocentricity, of how the Earth and planets revolve around the Sun. It also describes the luminosity of the Moon and planets as a reflection of sunlight. His ideas were developed further by other scholars.
The greatest work on astronomy and astrology in the era just before the building of the Modhera Sun Temple is produced by a scholar called Brahmagupta.
Building on Aryabhat's world-changing
scholar.
decimal system based on the idea of zero or shunya, Brahmagupta provided rules for the application of zero and other mathematical principles. It was the ancient beginning of modern-day counting and mathematics. His hypotheses were adopted by the Arabs and in time spread further west. In his 7th century writings, Brahmagupta calculated the position of the planets and stars. Centuries before Isaac Newton spoke of gravity, Brahmagupta described a force of attraction that causes objects to fall to Earth.
And so this area was then like, the leading IIT, like the NASA. So that's when ideas are being produced that will travel around the world and alter the entire global perception of astronomy and astrology. And it's this sort of thing which is being reflected in the architecture at Modhera.
Modhera's Sun Temple is more than a marvel of art and science. It is a reminder of the starring role that ancient Indian ideas played in shaping a modern world.
Yeah. I mean, if I wouldn't watch the video and just visit some of such places, I would just know nothing about it. I would just look at it like, okay, it's beautiful, so what? So what? Like, damn, you have to know these things, I think. And it's so surprising how it was all discovered and how just people couldn't even see the Earth from the space. but still they were calculating it somehow, even though, like, I think centuries after it, people still thought that the earth is flat. And yeah, many like thousands of years people still thought so, and that time they already discovered all of this that now science just proved 1,000 years later. Crazy. I mean, just several hundred years ago, there, like, our society wasn't much modern and, I don't know, highly developed as now. Yeah, even though it's doubtful, but still, like, yeah, in past, I mean, it wasn't so, people weren't so smart in case of science and so on, but like thousands of years ago, Indians discovered this and built a temple and calculated all of it and put these mysteries, these codes in this temple. Oh, it's hard to even think about it now. Worth visiting. Never forget the contribution of mathematicians. Yeah, mathematicians and astronaut and how they called people who discover and just learn astronomy and astrology. I visited this place this year and I was amazed by seeing this. The temple is the reflection of great Indian architectural history. Yeah, I would suggest to visit during October-March. If someone visits the place, may also plan to visit right here. Oh, okay, it doesn't matter. Yeah, so I'm just impressed how it was done, how it was created, how they were so damn smart, how they could do it. You know, in these moments, I start thinking like maybe someone from other planets could help them to discover it. I don't know, just a lot to process. Okay, thank you guys for watching this video. I'm just full of thoughts about it now. I don't know about what to think. Still, I just cannot process it in my mind how it was possible. So thank you guys for watching this video, and like, subscribe, leave a comment, and see you later in my next videos. Stay tuned.